thought I would give you some guidance and direction on how to do the Living Well assignment and what each assignment is focused on throughout the semester. So there's often three parts, and the three parts, sometimes there are two parts, but it's always, first of all, starting out with completing the readings and the assessments. And the assessments, all of those are found on Bareface. And so the textbook and many of the assessments are found right in the textbook under the module. Then there's part two, and part two will answer the questions, and part three is reflect and apply. So in the very first one, the first Living Well project is called Develop All Dimensions of You. And for each time you have a Living Well project, there is a description of it in the introduction. And often if you pay close attention, there'll be some direction about what you should complete. So for this very first one in the purple, you already completed steps 1 and 2, and now you're going to provide answers to steps 3 and 4. So step 1 was the well-being assessment, and that was the assessment that you did in the very first module. And so as you're doing that and you reflect back, you can think about what did that assessment tell you about yourself, and how can it help you to determine what behavior you want to work on this semester. The second assignment or assessment was the personal well-being wheel, and the personal wellness wheel was a quick assessment, and then you ended up with that wellness wheel, and you used the slider to determine what the importance of it was and your satisfaction. And that assignment is meant to give you an idea about also identifying what's important to you and what you'd like to work on this semester. The third step is consider a long-term goal. So for this particular assignment, you were given kind of an overview or a background. And so this semester, beginning in the next module, you'll begin to focus on a behavior change project. And the very first thing is to start to think about what is the one big thing that you want to work on and improve upon over this next 12 weeks. And it has to be something that is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic. And as you remember on that personal wellness wheel, you had those different boxes and what kind of examples you had in each one of those boxes. And one was muscular strength and fitness, another one was cardiovascular wellness, and then there was emotional health. So it's a matter of trying to think about which one of those areas are you interested in. And so step 3, question number 1 is, what do you think you would like to work on this semester, and why is that important to you? Next go around, the next module, which is going to start the beginning of putting that plan together, you're going to make some specific steps. You're going to identify what barriers are in your way, and then how you would like to work on those barriers. So that is in the very next Living Well project. Step 4, so question number 1 was, what do you want to work on and why? And step 4 is to think about what you learned about yourself from the well-being risk assessment, the personal wellness wheel, and what did you learn about yourself? And what I will be looking for is, did you give an example of what was found in the chapter? So you're tying in your reading and what application it has for you personally. So did you define well-being? Did you just describe what it means? Did you talk about factors that affect well-being? So I'm looking for some conceptual tying together. Then there's always a section that identifies how to submit your assignment, and you'll put it in a Microsoft Word document and put it as a doc or a PDF. And there's always a little link about how to do that. And then finally, after you do your submission, we will be looking at a rubric. This particular rubric is worth 10 points. In the future, they'll all be worth 20. So the content knowledge, application, and self-awareness are the three areas that typically will be evaluated. So you're looking at, are you describing, are you explaining, are you doing, indicating that you've done the reading and that you're understanding. The application component is maybe not so clear for this particular assignment, but it definitely will be in the future. And are you applying it to your own life? Are you able to demonstrate that you have an understanding? And self-awareness, that is specifically comes in with the behavior change reflection, that you are able to include more than one or two sentences. We're going to really be looking for some meaningful answers in this particular component of the assignments. So that is the very first lifestyle wellness, living well assignment. Hopefully that's good.